Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Jo number PBSP-135 antique brass scar plate. And this is what it looks like in its packaging. Let's remove it, get an idea of what it is. So this is what's called a scar plate. It can also be called a decorative rosette, I suppose. Generally, people are installing this to mitigate damage on a door, although very occasionally, maybe 1 out of 1,000 times, someone says, you know, I kind of just want to make my doors look newer, more modern, my locks, my existing locks. Don't want to really change them, but for a very inexpensive investment, you can literally change the look of your lock. Might have a $20 passage set. Throw a little bit more money onto your antique brass ball knob passage sets by whomever. You got yourself a real different look there, maybe something a bit more stately. However, where this is really used mostly is to mitigate damage on a door, and as a child, I would go on lock jobs with my dad, and one time I remember we were at a lady's apartment, and he drilled a 2 3/4 back set when the lock was 2 3/8, and that caused a problem. Because back in those days, there were not just, universal latch bolts. So back to the shop we went. A couple of these we got. Client was thrilled. Looked phenomenal with the added hardware on, thankfully. And this plate can be used to mitigate that sort of a problem because it has an outside dimension of, according to the manufacturer as well, 3.5 inch. It's going to have that 2 1/8 inch hole requirement. Now these semicircles you see at 12 and 6 and 3 and 9, they really only need to be in 2 locations because a traditional lock set will have a couple of teats, so to speak, on the back of the rosette that when you tighten it down to a wood door, they press into the face of the wood door, helping eliminate unintentional rotation of the lock set on the door itself. So you need to have those sort of preparations. This material thickness is likely to be about 50,000ths of an inch, and let's take a look at that now with the caliper. 0.047. So 2 of these together is going to be 3/32 of an inch. That's less than 1/8 of an inch, and practically every lock that you would ever encounter will tolerate the addition of 2 of these pieces of material. Now, that's the rear side of the brass. The scratched surface you see, of course, is only the peel-away protective film covering the nice 609 antique brass finish. A very nice color. Available in different finishes as well. You're going to be able to do this in, let's take a look. You'll be able to do these certainly in stainless steel, which would be an S in the part number. Oh, pardon me, it'd be 630 in the part number. You're going to be able to do these also in a 612 finish, which is satin bronze. And you're also going to be able to do them in a 605 finish, polished brass. And then the 4th will be your 609 antique brass. Okay? So, used to beautify, used to save the day. If you've misdrilled a hole, that's not uncommon. Also used, client will call and say, yeah, I've got my doors and they're from the 1950s and I can't replace them because they're beautiful, but I changed the locks and now I've got paint circles. Because the new locks have a smaller diameter rosette. Boom, there you go. Or you've got damage on the door. Someone's been chipping or chewing away at the outside of the door, or whatever the case is. Scar plate. Okay, cover up scars. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Jo products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Now, if you know the name Jo at all, you probably know them for their latch protectors or their door reinforcing plates. But when you look at the full line catalog or the subsections that we've added there, you'll see that they're quite a comprehensive provider of all things trim and auxiliary hardware related. Below this video is a link to a document called Template that will give you the dimensional properties. The 032 thickness they have there, that's not correct. My caliper said 048. That's basically the thickness of a commercial kick plate. Although 032 is what they publish, so I'm going to go with the fact that it's probably supposed to be 032. And I must admit that that 032 thickness more accurately resembles my experience with their scar plates and strike plates as well. There's also a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog, where you can review all of the associated items when it comes to plates used in these instances. And in that accessory hardware catalog is where you're going to see, you know, not only the PBSP 135, but all of the sister products to it. A very handy document. This item in particular is on in the very early part of the catalog. Will allow you to review the sister products to it as well. And there's really only two types there. There's the one with the 2 1/8 inch hole, then there's the one with the 1.5 inch hole. They're all 3.5 inch outside diameter. You've got those that are polybagged like this, and then you've got those that are display packed. Your SP-135, your DSP-135 will come carded, a little more costly than the polybagged ones because the cost to package it's slightly less. Okay. If you have any questions on the PBSP-135 and a 609 finish, antique brass scar plate, or any other Don Jo product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.